Welcome to RickRackRuby. I'm Laura Cluvo. Today we will make the Pom Pom Holly Christmas Girl Clothespin Ornament. She's fun and easy, so let's get started. To create the Christmas Holly Girl, the first thing we'll need is an old-fashioned clothespin. I like the kind with the tapered feet. They never seem to be symmetric, but that just adds to their charm. I created the face with a wood burning tool for the eyes and then paint for the nose and mouth and a fine tip marker for the details. And you can find the instructions for that in my Focus on Faces tutorial. It's not hard at all. And if you don't want to use the wood burning tool, you can just draw the eyes with a marker. Now I'm using a finer weight yarn for these pom-poms because I just thought it'd be fun to try something different. And this one is from Loops and Threads, and it's just called Woolike as far as I can tell. And I have found that to create this 65mm pom-pom, and the Pom-Pom Makers from Clover, this is the size that I find works best for the clothespin projects. I have to wrap this each side 200 times. So of course, it takes a minute. And there we go, 200 wraps on each side. And now I'm cutting a length of this Creatology stretchy cord. That looks good. Now I will tie off the pom-pom in the center. Nice and tight. That should be good. Now I'll carefully open up the pom-pom maker and remove the pom-pom. There's the center of the pom-pom, and I'm going to put it on the clothespin. There's always a few, you always lose a few yarns. That looks good, really good. And then I'm going to secure it underneath with some hot glue. I'll just lift up the yarn from the bottom and put some glue right here all the way around. I'm going to apply the hot glue across like this. And then pull the yarn down into the glue. That looks really good. I imagine this being a lot of petticoats. I'm going to trim it. There's just a few little bits to trim, and it's nice and fluffy. I've cut out this scalloped circle with a die cutting machine. There are lots of different versions of scallop circles, and this one is about 2 1/4 inches across. If you don't have a die cutting machine or you're not interested in this, you can just cut out a 2 1/4 inch circle, and that'll work just fine. Now I'm gonna fold this in half, and I'm gonna make a little snip in the center, and then fold it in half again, and make a clip in the center. So I have sort of an X right here. Now I'm going to connect these little cuts and remove a circle shape from the center of this scallop circle. just enough to fit over the clothespin. It doesn't have to be perfect, and it doesn't have to be exactly in the center, but that's our aim. There we go. Nice and just flat right around her waist. And I'm going to put a little bit of glue to secure it to the clothespin. Just a little. I just put a smudge in the back. Now I'm going to use the red and white baker's twine. I'll cut off about a yard, nice long piece. And I'm going to wrap this around her waist like a little belt. I'll wrap it about 4 or 5 times. Just about like that. Then I'll tie it in the back and create a little bow in the back. I want the bow to just lay flat on the skirt like that. So I'll add a smudge of glue there to secure it. Just like that, just resting on the skirt. And then I'm going to tie these a little overhand knot in each streamer. Pretty short, just at the edge of the skirt. Now her bodice is a little felt heart. It's about 1 inch across. I used a die cutter, but you could cut this out by hand, it wouldn't be hard. I'll add some glue to the back of it. And then I'm going to press it to the front, and it's overlapping the belt a little bit in the front. Just like that. Now for her arms, I've cut a strip that is 3.5 inches long and less than 1/4 inch wide. I'm going to say 3/16. I'm folding it in half, and I will apply some glue right here at the fold. Then I will set that right at the back of her neck. There, she's ready to go. And then the arms are going to come together in the front, resting on the skirt like this. So I'll add a smudge of glue to secure that. There she is. Now she's going to hold her holly. I'm using Jolee's Boutique glitter holly stickers. I love these. I'll add a tiny bit of glue just to help hold it, and I like to put the berry to the inside and the leaves to the outside like that. Now for her hair, this is really fun. I used the smallest Clover Pompom Maker that I could find. It's this hot pink one, and it's 20 millimeters. So I went back to my original bag of yarn, and I was looking for something like a brown or a rust color for the hair, and I couldn't find any, so I went with yellow to look like blonde. This is so small that you only have to wrap it about 25 times and does not use much yarn at all. Both sides. This does not have to be created with the stretchy cord, so I just cut a length of yarn. And then again, you have to cut up the groove in the middle. This is, even though it's so small, it's made exactly the same as the larger pom-poms. I've been having a lot of fun experimenting with the different sizes of pom-poms and the different types of yarn. Now I'll tie that off in the center. Nice and tight. And then carefully remove the pom-pom from the pom-pom maker. You'll need 2 of these for her hairstyle, 2 exactly the same. I'm going to open that up, put some hot glue in the center, and glue that to the top of her head. This hairstyle reminds me a little bit of those like 1940s girls, like the Andrews sisters or something. So 1 pom-pom on the top, and then another one in the back, like this. I'm gonna hold that for a second. I will sew a length of baker's twine through for a hanging loop. And by the way, if you're making this with children, you can tie off the loops independently, the hanging loops, and glue them down first before you glue the pom-pom. So just create a hanging loop, tie it off, and then I like to glue the knot down to the top of the head. So you would just glue that down first, and then glue the pom-pom on top. Boop. Instead of sewing it through. For her final touch, I love this. This is a pre-tied bow. I love to buy these. Petites, a little red satin bow. They come in different colors, but this is the only one I've used so far. And I'm going to glue that to the back of her ponytail, or her bun. Just like this, right in between the 2 pom-poms. It's so cute and charming. Just looks so Christmassy. You can see it from the front, but especially from the back. Isn't that adorable? Thank you for watching my tutorials. If you're enjoying my videos, please like, share, and subscribe.